So, the whole crew is trying to track down this girl, Ramiel, who just vanished after winning the Hollow Champion title. It's like she completely ghosted everyone. The vibe is tense, especially since they need to find her before the big shot corporation, Tops, gets to her first. The main issue is that their search criteria for Ramiel are hilariously vague, basically just pink hair and kind of a baddie. Their AI assistant, Faerie, pulls up thousands of results, which is not helping. It's giving major lost in the algorithm energy, and they realize they need better keywords. Suddenly, a character named Carol shows up at the door, but it seems like only Belle can see her, creating a weird, dreamlike moment. This little interruption adds a layer of mystery, making everyone wonder if Belle's just seeing things or if something supernatural is going on with her. Cissia comes back with some tea. Her boss, Commissioner Ciarian, gave her a paid vacation, but also basically ordered her to help find Ramiel. It's a low-key way for public security to stay involved without officially being on the record. Everyone can tell the commissioner has his own motives. The AI, Faerie, finally filters the search results, but it prioritizes people the main character knows, leading to a pink hair filter bubble. It's a funny but useless moment where they see pictures of all their pink-haired friends instead of the actual target, Ramiel. They need to get way more specific. Success! After adding more details like black ribbon and no hood, Faerie pulls up a clear photo of Ramiel at a tea milk store in Luminina Square. It's the first solid lead they've had. The plan is set. Head to the boba shop and see if the cashier, Coco, remembers anything. The team meets up with Billy, who is hyped about a new invincible upgrade he got by advancing half a year's salary. He's ready to go all out to get the stolen W-Engine back for the manager, showing some serious loyalty. The vibes are high as they head out. At the tea milk store, Coco totally remembers Ramiel because she acted so strangely. Ramiel was baffled by normal things like boba pearls and nitro fuel tea, then proceeded to buy and drink the top 3 bestsellers all at once. Her behavior was so bizarre it left a lasting impression. The investigation gets a new lead when Coco mentions Ramiel asked for a nearby store selling trendy toys. Coco pointed her towards Sanzi Studio, so that's the crew's next destination. They're piecing together her movements, one quirky stop at a time, hoping the trail hasn't gone cold yet. At Sanzi Studio, the owner also remembers Ramiel. She traded a fascinating story for a popular art piece called Waiting for Meltdown. The owner describes her as confident and strange, someone who lives completely in the moment. The story she told, however, remains a secret trade. Hi there. If you want to enjoy more gaming lore without grinding for 60 hours, hit that subscribe button. I do the grinding so you don't have to. Your support really helps the channel. A new clue surfaces. Ramiel asked where she could see what the world was like 100 years ago. The shop owner jokingly suggested the cinema, and to his surprise, she actually went there. This obsession with the past is a recurring theme, making her motives even more mysterious. At the cinema, the ticket seller Haley recalls Ramiel wanting to watch a retro documentary about the old city. Unfortunately, the next screening wasn't for 2 days, so Ramiel left, accepting the missed opportunity with a strange sense of peace. Her next move was asking for a flower shop. The trail leads to a flower shop where Orcadia, the owner, tells them Ramiel bought a bouquet of wither blooms, an old-fashioned choice for honoring the dead. She also asked for directions to a restricted area, Route 6, and was pointed towards Blazewood as a potential detour. As they head to Blazewood, the crew gets Faerie to look up wither blooms. The AI discovers that using these flowers for memorials is a tradition from over 100 years ago, from the era of the old capital. Ramiel's connection to the distant past just keeps getting deeper. Arriving in Blazewood, they learn that Tops has been swarming the area, sending strange people and machines into a nearby hollow. The local gang, the Sons of Caledon, are on high alert. The timing is super suspicious, suggesting Tops might be after Ramiel too. The conversation shifts to a local legend about the first champion and the Caledon Reaper. It's a classic Outer Ring story that everyone seems to know, full of epic battles and indestructible capes. The tale adds some fun world building and gives the area a mythical vibe. Billy gets into a classic nerd debate, trying to prove his new form is cooler than the legendary first champion. He's all about the aesthetics and the Starlight Knight way, even if it's not practical. It's a light-hearted moment before they dive back into the serious search for Ramiel. They finally get a solid lead from Bernice, who says she spent the previous night drinking nitro fuel with Ramiel. Though her memory is hazy, she recalls Ramiel asking how to get to the closest hollow. It seems they're finally on the right path to catching up with her. Entering the hollow, the path is swarming with ethereals. Instead of taking a detour, Billy decides it's showtime. He activates his brand new expensive form, complete with a motorcycle appearing out of nowhere. He's ready to show off what his invincible upgrade can really do. As they venture deeper, Billy starts narrating their journey like it's the opening of a Starlight Knight episode, much to Belle's annoyance. He's fully embracing his main character energy, convinced his new form has no weaknesses, and they can just charge straight through any obstacle. They encounter a hostile, intelligent construct that looks strangely familiar. It's a mass-produced model, and more of them keep appearing. The situation escalates quickly, turning from a simple search into a full-blown combat scenario against an army of mysterious mechs. The real villain reveals themselves, an entity named Yokai, who was impersonating Ramiel. Yokai hacks Billy's systems with the Trojan virus, completely paralyzing him. The hunters have become the hunted, and the team is left vulnerable as Yokai begins a countdown to their demise. Just in the nick of time, a mysterious figure named Promeia intervenes, effortlessly dispatching the attacking mechs. She reveals herself to be a Krampus judge and confronts another individual who seems to be from Rusty Cliff, warning them not to cross the line. The power dynamics just got way more complicated. Promeia, despite being from Tops, decides to team up with the group. She explains that Rusty Cliff is also hunting for Ramiel, and all the recent events are connected. She believes Ramiel holds the key to understanding what's really going on, so their goals are temporarily aligned. Faerie reboots Billy's systems and updates his firewall, hilariously noting it now, blocks deceptive distress signals tagged Starlight Knight, which is exactly how he got hacked. With Billy back online and Promeia on their side, the newly formed team is ready to continue their pursuit. As they push forward, they notice the path has been cleared of ethereals, suggesting someone is ahead of them. The trail of ether left by Ramiel is also getting stronger, a clear sign that they're finally closing in on her location. The anticipation is building. The trail unexpectedly leads them to a memorial where they find the wither blooms Ramiel bought earlier. The flowers are still fresh, meaning she was here very recently. The trail ends here, leaving them with more questions. Why this place? And where did she go from here? Promeia starts questioning Belle, trying to understand her motivations. She points out that their goals aren't exactly the same, and hints at a deeper game being played. It's a tense moment that reminds everyone that their new ally is still part of the very organization they're wary of. Back in Blazewood, Promeia reveals that the mech army and Rusty Cliff's sudden mobilization are because they feel threatened by Ramiel. She believes Ramiel knows something that scares even the highest ranks of tops, making the race to find her more urgent than ever. In a quiet moment, a flashback reveals a past encounter between Cissia and Promeia. It shows a younger, more vulnerable Cissia being saved by Promeia, who was then a ruthless sweeper. This shared history explains the tension between them and adds depth to their current dynamic. A huge revelation drops. The local legends of the Kaladin Reaper and the First Champion were both about Billy in his previous forms. He used to be a much more intimidating and ruthless machine before he decided to rebrand himself as the flashy and heroic Starlight Knight. Belle is sleepwalking and is woken up by the real Ramiel. Ramiel initiates a cryptic Q&A game, asking Belle about her teacher. She's testing Belle, trying to gauge her understanding of the complex situation they're both caught in, all while being hunted herself. Ramiel confirms her identity as Ramiel Dan, a first-generation Void Hunter from over 100 years ago. She explains that the W-Engine is a key to the past and promises to return it when her mission is complete. She positions herself not as an enemy, but as someone on a parallel path. Cissia, ever the resourceful one, manages to stick a public security tracker on Ramiel before she vanishes. Though it was mostly an accident born of panic, it gives the team her last known coordinates. Their next destination is another hollow, where the tracker's signal was lost. The group learns that TOPS has deployed an anti-Void Hunter riot suppression mech, essentially a weapon specifically designed to take down someone like Ramiel. The entire Hollow Champion competition may have been a trap to lure her out, with everyone else as unwitting pawns. Inside the new Hollow, the world is eerie and colorless. They find the tracker Ramiel discovered, along with a note and the Waiting for Meltdown toy. Ramiel warns them to turn back for their own safety, promising to honor her word. It feels like she's trying to protect them from what lies ahead. Belle starts seeing illusions of Ramiel that no one else can see. These visions seem to be guiding her, showing her fragments of Ramiel's past and conversations. It becomes clear that Belle has a unique connection to Ramiel and the strange energy permeating the Hollow. They finally encounter the anti-Void Hunter mech, the Decider Terroraptor. The pilot, speaking for TOPS, declares them all unstable variables that must be eliminated. A massive boss fight ensues, with the team facing off against a machine built to destroy legends. After defeating the mech, they discover what it was guarding, a colossal crystalline object. This is Famiel, Ramiel's former Void Hunter weapon. Belle is irresistibly drawn to it, and as she reaches out to touch it, she says goodbye to an old friend, hinting at a forgotten past. Upon touching Famiel, Belle is consumed by its power and transforms into a gigantic, monstrous ethereal. She loses control, becoming a threat to her own friends. The team is forced into a desperate battle to subdue her without causing permanent harm, trying to reach the real Belle inside. Ramiel appears and intervenes, saving Belle from the weapon's influence. She reveals that Belle's condition, the nightmares, and her connection to the weapon all stem from a place called Helios. The weapon only accelerated a process that was already happening within Belle. Ramiel explains that the only way to cure Belle's condition is to visit a doctor in Rose Kafer. She helps stabilize Belle for the time being, apologizes for leading her into danger, and then disappears, leaving Belle to rest and her friends to process the unbelievable events. Back at the video store, they find the stolen W-Engine has been returned, just as Ramiel promised. Belle realizes Ramiel's goal was never the engine itself, but retrieving her old weapon. The engine was just a key she needed, but Belle managed to unlock the path without it. Just as things seem to be settling down, Valina and Norma from the Marcel group arrive. They reveal their true affiliation, the Rose Kafer External Strategy Department. They formally invite Belle and her brother to Rose Kafer for immediate examination and treatment. A final bombshell drops. Valina reveals that Ramiel Dan is an S-class fugitive, wanted for the attempted assassination of Rose Kafer's leader, Lady Sunbringer, another first-generation Void Hunter. This twists the narrative completely, painting Ramiel not as a guide, but a dangerous criminal. With all the conflicting information, Belle and Wise decide that going to Rose Kafer is their only option. It's the only place they can get treatment for Belle and find the real answers at the center of the storm. They know they can't fully trust anyone, but they have to move forward. The story concludes with a montage showing the various factions preparing for what's to come. Promeia reports to her mysterious boss, orders are given, and the city's prosperity is revealed to be built on a chasm of suffering. The stage is set for a massive conflict centered on Rose Kafer. Gaming lore is long and confusing, but I break it down every week. Subscribe so you never miss a plot twist or hidden detail. Thanks for watching.